No, it's like it is.
Technology spend this in the city. But some people swimming in the jungle.
Well, I mean, you can't ever tell. I mean, you might think money is something okay. When crank us up on the. Oh. That way, I bang the gavel, we're up and running.
It doesn't matter.
Where did you get all the time? You only had 2 10-minute. Let's do it. Always. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Tuesday, September the 28th City Council meeting. I now call this meeting to order. Our Pledge of Allegiance and invocation this afternoon will be by Councilwoman Dotley. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, ma'am. We have no special presentations this afternoon, but we do have a public hearing on the certified tax rate. So at this time, I will turn the chair over to our Finance Committee Chairperson, Councilwoman Burrs.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Hit your light for me. There we go.
Okay, so we've had 2 opportunities. Well, this will make 4 opportunities for public hearing, and we welcome all of you here. We had no input this afternoon, and tonight we will have input starting at 6 for 2 minutes only. So I'll need the clock, Mr. IT guy, for 2 minutes. And I think we'll have time for whoever wants to speak. And if you would be lining up at the podium, please. And we will start the clock once you introduce yourself and say where you live, what district you're in, and then speak your piece for 2 minutes. So who's going first? That's amazing. So I guess what you really want us to do is go ahead and vote correctly. So gosh, I think I got that message. Mr. Chair, I will turn the podium back to you. And I would like to make the first motion.
Whoop.
It needs to be read. though.
Sure. We do have one other, we need to have a motion on the minutes first. I have a
You're-
motion on the minutes with a proper second. Any questions or comments before we vote on the minutes? Madam Clerk?
All right. Councilwoman Coonrod, Councilman Byrd, Councilwoman Dotley, Councilwoman Burrs,
Oh, yeah.
Councilman Hester, Councilman Ledford, Councilwoman Hill, Vice Chairman Smith, Chairman Henderson.
Yes,
9 yeses.
the ayes have it. Now, Madam Clerk, if you would read 5A, please.
An ordinance hereinafter, also known as the fiscal year 2021 through 2022 operations budget, providing revenue for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2021 and ending June 30, 2022, appropriating same to the payment of expenses of municipal government, fixing the rate of taxation on all taxable property in the city, and the time taxes and privileges are due, how they shall be paid, when they shall become delinquent, providing for interest and penalty on delinquent taxes and privileges, amending Chattanooga City Code Part 2, Chapter 2, Section 2, 267, relative to paid leave for active duty training, and to amend Chattanooga City Code Part 2, Chapter 31, Sections 3136, 3137, 3141, and 3143, Sections 31322 and 31354, and to accept and appropriate federal funds for the fiscal year activities from the state and local fiscal recovery funds provided in the American Rescue Plan Act.
Councilwoman Burrs, you have the floor.
Move approval.
All right, we have a motion on the floor to approve item 5A with a proper second. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? All right, let's vote. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Hill, Councilman Ledford, Councilman Hester, Councilwoman Burrs, Councilwoman Dotley, Councilman Byrd, Councilwoman Coonrod, Vice Chairman Smith, Chairman Henderson,
Yes,
9 yeses.
motion to approve the budget. Well, I was going to say it was approved, but I think you got the message. All right, moving now to 5B, please.
An ordinance appropriating, authorizing, and allocating funds to the capital improvements budget for the fiscal year 2021 through 2022.
Councilwoman Burrs,
Move approval.
we have a motion on the floor to approve item 5B with a proper second. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Coonrod, Councilman Byrd, Councilwoman Dotley, Councilwoman Burrs, Councilman Hester, Councilman Ledford, Councilwoman Hill, Vice Chairman Smith, Chairman Henderson,
Yes,
9 yeses.
motion does carry. Moving now to our planning item, Madam Clerk, 5C, please.
An ordinance to amend Chattanooga City Code Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance so as to rezone properties located in the 1200 block of Gillespie Road, the 3600 block of Third Street, and 3607 Hoyt Street from R1 residential zone to R2 residential zone and RTZ residential townhouse zero lot line zone.
Councilwoman Coonrod, followed by Councilman Ledford. All right, we have a motion on the floor to approve 5C with a proper second. Were there any questions or comments before we vote? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Hill, Councilman Ledford, Councilman Hester, Councilwoman Burrs, Councilwoman Dotley, Councilman Byrd, Councilwoman Coonrod, Vice Chairman Smith, Chairman Henderson,
Yes,
9 yeses.
so moved. Moving now to ordinances on first reading. Madam Clerk, 6A, please.
An ordinance to suspend the second division of Chattanooga City Court effective the end of the current term and before the next general election, and to amend Chattanooga City Code Sections 1218 and 1219.
Councilwoman Burrs, followed by Councilman Ledford.
Move approval.
All right, we have a motion on the floor to approve item 6A with a proper second. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Coonrod, Councilman Byrd, Councilwoman Dotley, Councilwoman Burrs, Councilman Hester, Councilman Ledford, Councilwoman Hill, Vice Chairman Smith, Chairman Henderson.
Yes.
That's 8 yeses.
Motion to approve does carry 8-1. Moving now to resolutions. Madam Clerk, let's take 7A, please.
A resolution authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into amendment number 1 and a third agreement to exercise option to renew with Brian Cotter in substantially the forms attached for lease of a house located at 324 Bass Road on tax parcel number 158IC021.01 and further identified as the Brown Acres Rental House in consideration of $800 per month and providing security services at Brown Acres and Brainerd Golf Courses for an additional term of 3 months through January 31, 2022.
Councilwoman Burrs.
Move approval.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to approve item 7A with a proper second. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Hill, Councilman Ledford, Councilman Hester, Councilwoman Burrs, Councilwoman Dotley, Councilman Byrd, Councilwoman Coonrod, Vice Chairman Smith, Chairman Henderson.
Yes.
9 yeses.
Motion to approve carries 9-0. Moving now down into finance. Madam Clerk, if there are no objections from the council, would you read 7B and C together, please?
Item B, a resolution adopting a 5-year capital improvement plan for fiscal years 2022 through 2026, subject to future revision, a copy of which is attached here to and made a part hereof by reference. Item C, a resolution expressing the intent of the city of Chattanooga to issue bonds in the aggregate amount not to exceed $5,500,000 for the purpose of paying all or a portion of the cost of the following: Alton Park Connector, Bridge Maintenance, Standard Gaps, Community Center Improvements, Fire Training Center Upgrade Planning and Design, Goodwin Road Segment 4, Hamilton Place Boulevard, Greenway Farm Conference Center, Law Enforcement Training Center, Lynbrook Park, Roadway Slope Failure, Station 15 Replacement, Addition, Traffic Signal Infrastructure Maintenance, Transit Stop Accessibility, Section 5310.
Councilwoman Burrs, followed by Councilwoman Coonrod.
Thank you,
Here.
Mr. Chair. With these last two, we complete the approval of those items in the budget process that you've all waited for. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your faith. And with that, Mr. Chair, I move approval.
We have a motion on the floor to approve items 7B and C with a proper second. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Coonrod, Councilman Byrd, Councilwoman Dotley, Councilwoman Burrs, Councilman Hester, Councilman Ledford, Councilwoman Hill, Vice Chairman Smith, Chairman Henderson.
Yes.
9 yeses.
So moved. Moving now to the mayor's office. Madam Clerk, if there are no objections, would you read 7D, E, and F, please?
Item D, a resolution confirming Mayor Kelly's reappointments of Steve Jackson and Randall Smith to 4-year terms on the Board of Mechanical Examiners. Item E, a resolution confirming Mayor Kelly's reappointments of Doug Daly, John Smith, and Mark Stolpman to 2-year terms on the Board of Gas Examiners. Item F, a resolution confirming Mayor Kelly's reappointments of Doug Daly, Susan Daly, Paul McGinnis, John Smith, and Mark Stolpman to 2-year terms on the Board of Plumbing Examiners.
What's the pleasure of the council? We have a motion on the floor to approve items 7D, E, and F with a proper second. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Hill, Councilman Ledford, Councilman Hester, Councilwoman Burrs, Councilwoman Dotley, Councilman Byrd, Councilwoman Coonrod, Vice Chairman Smith, Chairman Henderson.
Yes.
9 yeses.
Motion to approve does carry. Moving now down to Police and Public Works. Madam Clerk, with no objection from the council, let's read 7G and H.
Item G, a resolution authorizing chief of the Chattanooga Police Department to enter into a contract with Axon Enterprise, Inc. for body worn cameras, tasers, in-car cameras, interview room storage and maintenance over a 5-year term from October 1, 2021 through September 30, 2026, based upon source well contract number 010720 AXN to be paid in annual payments of $1,403,999.79 for a total amount of $7,019,998.95. Item H, a resolution authorizing the administrator for the Department of Public Works to renew blanket purchase order number 545869 with ADS LLC for the final 1-year renewal period for sewer line flow monitoring and rain gauge services to comply with consent decree requirements for an amount not to exceed $1.4 million.
What's the pleasure of the council? We have a motion on the floor to approve item 7G and H with a proper second. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Coonrod, Councilman Byrd, Councilwoman Dotley, Councilwoman Burrs, Councilman Hester, Councilman Ledford, Councilwoman Hill, Vice Chairman Smith, Chairman Henderson,
Yes.
9 yeses.
So moved. Moving now down to our purchases. Council, if you'd pull your purchase items out as Julia comes.
Good evening, council. We have 4 purchases this evening as well as 1 RFP. The first is for IT in the mayor's office. This is for an increase from $22,500 to $33,000 for the blanket purchase order number 561670. The original purchase was a sole source procurement for social media communication software from Sprout Social. The second is from Citywide Services Division and Public Works. This is the first of 2 renewals for Ready Rock concrete blocks from Bradley Tank and Pipe LLC. The vendor has submitted a price increase due to increased material and labor costs. This is an 8% price increase for a total annual estimated spend of $38,000. The third purchase is from the Parks Maintenance Division of Parks and Outdoors. This is a new blanket contract for custodial and facility maintenance services for the Parks Maintenance Division. This will be a 4-year contract not to exceed $250,000 per year. 6 bids were requested and 3 were returned. The award will go to Detail Experts as the best bid meeting specifications for the city of Chattanooga. The fourth purchase is from IT and Police. This is a new agreement for automated license plate reader services from Motorola Solutions Incorporated for a total annual estimated spend of $100,000. This purchase utilizes the Tennessee statewide contract number 450. The term starts upon approval and it ends May 16, 2026.
Council, you've heard tonight's purchases. What's your pleasure? We have a motion on the floor with a proper second. Questions or comments before we vote? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Hill, Councilman Ledford, Councilman Hester, Councilwoman Burrs, Councilwoman Dotley, Councilman Byrd, Councilwoman Coonrod, Vice Chairman Smith, Chairman Henderson.
Yes.
9 yeses.
Motion to approve tonight's purchases does carry 9-0.
All right, we have 1 RFP format recommended for approval. We're requesting approval to issue this RFP, not approval to award any contracts at this time. This is from the mayor's office. This is a request to solicit proposals for grants management, compliance, accounting, data management, and community engagement, technical support, and advisory services to assist the city in administering the $38.6 million allocated to the city of Chattanooga through the American Rescue Plan's coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds. Multiple proposals may be awarded to perform this work. Proposals will be selected based upon their capabilities, experience, and other factors, as well as on price.
All right, council, you have heard this request. What's your Councilman Ledford?
Move to approve RFP.
We have a motion on the floor to approve this RFP with a proper second. Questions or comments before we vote? Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Coonrod, Councilman Byrd, Councilwoman Dotley, Councilwoman Burrs, Councilman Hester, Councilman Ledford, Councilwoman Hill, Vice Chairman Smith, Chairman Henderson.
Yes.
9 yeses.
So moved. Thank you, Julia. Moving now to committee reports. Councilwoman Hill. Councilman Ledford.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The meeting we've all been waiting for, October 5th, Planning and Zoning will meet immediately following the agenda session.
I can't wait.
Try to curb your enthusiasm, sir.
Councilman Hester. Thank you. Councilwoman Burrs.
What can I say? Mr. Chair, today, after a very long process, we finally approved both the operational budget and the capital budget in full. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Chair Smith. Councilwoman Dotley. Councilman Byrd. Councilwoman Coonrod. Thank you. Council, that concludes all of our agenda items this afternoon, which brings us down to recognition of persons wishing to address the council. Is my understanding from the vice chair that we do not have anyone that has registered to speak to us through our Zoom platform this afternoon. But I will ask if there's anyone here present with us this afternoon. If you would like to address the council, would you raise your hand and let us know that you'd like to address the council at this time? Okay. All right. Let me allow the city attorney to read our rules of engagement. And then if you'll make your way to the podium, you'll be given 3 minutes. All right. Go ahead. We got to read some rules.
All right, people wishing to address the council can stand at the podium and wait to be addressed by the chair. You will have 3 minutes to speak about the issues that the council has legislative and quasi judicial authority to hear.
Thank you
All right,
for having
Mr.
me.
IT, if you would give us 3 minutes on the clock, give us your name and district number, please.
My name is David Deputy.
And just speak into the microphone as best you can.
My name is David Deputy. I am with Security Engineers. We provide the security guard services for our city. I'm a resident of Chattanooga, and I take great pride in having and serving the business in our parks or public buildings for the city of Chattanooga. Recently, I found out that the city council decided not to renew our contract, and I was caught by great surprise because I keep in contact with our clients in the city, and we have not had any issues that I'm aware of. And even after the vote, I reached out to my clients, and they were in shock as well with the decision that was made. And I found the video. I saw that there was a statement that the city, that some folks are not happy with our service. But again, reaching out to our clients and specifically to the statement that the parks are not happy, I reached out to that specific client, and he was caught by surprise with the decision that was made, and that he has no issues with our service. So I certainly respect. I'm not here to cause any trouble or anything like that. I certainly respect your decision, but I would kindly like to ask if you would reevaluate your decision, and mostly whatever decision you do take, if I can know what to fix. Currently, apparently something is broken, but unfortunately none of my clients know contact for the city of Chattanooga, nor do I. And my goal is to at least find out what has been the issues so I can immediately, and my team, address those even for the remaining time that we have until the contract goes out for bid. And I guess the only last thing I would like to say is that speaking to some of the clients, they told me that, they were shocked because normally the process that has to take in order to make a change in a vendor or put it out for bid is that they have to provide documentation of what all the issues are, but no documentation, at least that my clients or contacts are aware of had been given to anyone. Because again, they have no issues with the service. And maybe there is something that you folks have seen, but I would like to at least be able to know what those issues are. And again, I'd like to kindly ask that you reevaluate the things, your decision, and at least let me know what your findings are.
Fair. Fair enough. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Go ahead, sir. Well, I guess we need 3 minutes back on the clock. There we go.
Well, thank you, Council, Mr. and Chair. My name is Monty Bell, the homeless journalist, Greg Fox, District 8 is where I'm calling from tonight. My homeless encampment there at 727 East 11th Street. I heard Council Representative Courant say, "Stop the violence." I've asked for your assistance that the violence be stopped in my encampment. Pretty much we haven't received any of that assistance until recently. And I do appreciate the officers for coming. Even though it's late, it's better than not at all. Time is running out. I've got less than 60 days to get a person by the name of Sarah Jennings or Jenny Parker from the court system of the 11th Judicial District Court. It's within the purview of the city, the county, as well as the state. In 2009, the judge shopping hearings began from incidents that were occurring from 2006 up until that time. It was former Mayor Ron Littlefield using CPD officers to harass the citizens. That puts it within the purview of the city council. Then thereafter, we had judges that were using Hamilton County deputies to harass certain citizens. That also puts it within the purview of the city, because had it not been for our city mayor, that plan would have not come to rise. And we've got to get this discussion underway. I was told recently that the duty of the city council is to enter into contracts, as well as to fight against lawsuits against the city. That puts my cause within the purview of the city, bearing all of my lawsuits against the city. But quickly, let me say that the judge shopping started with CPD, but in my case of the judge shopping hearings, it was CPD that came to the rescue when the state was judge shopping against Monty Bell. So I have to always think CPD. I do, from day one. And I would appreciate it if all of you would stop using some of the officers, because we've got a doggone good department. They've been with me since day one. And I'm tired of those who have been used by these mayors and these attorneys. They've been doing a number on me, because I've had nothing but service from these officers. I wouldn't be standing here tonight if it weren't for them. We'll
Thank
see
you,
you
sir.
next week.
Anyone else that would like to address the council this afternoon? Any other hands? Council, I am not seeing anyone else that would like to address the council this afternoon. What is your pleasure? So moved. All right.